Hey, Whippersnappers, this is Tortimer the Great. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pokemon Showdown Little Cup Battles. Today we're using a brand new team that I kind of threw together. One of my newest Patreons, Celine Eleanor, who I'm sure you guys are familiar with. She's an active contributor to Showdown-related series. Donated or pledged to the amount that she was given the right to name what Pokemon, just like Techno did when he named Dr. Hoot in our Pokemon Sun Run. And she decided she wanted to name a Nosepass. And I was like, well, there's really no guarantee that I'm ever going to find a Nosepass in any coming up series. So she said, well, why don't you put one on a Showdown team? I was like, all right, I can give that a shot. So I kind of built this team in and around using a Nosepass here, and so we see some familiar players here. We've got Fumzy and Siler, and then the rest of the Pokemon on this team are relatively new. Fumzy doing good work up against this kind of sun-based team here with the Vulpix and the Bellsprout. Mellitus comes in, the Nosepass that Celine named, and is going to unfortunately take a Fire Blast and Energy Ball in the face and go down. I'm still, I'm open to suggestions, actually. For those of you guys who have used Nosepass in the past, I honestly, I wasn't really able to get a whole lot of good effect out of it in my testing. I'm not sure exactly what niche it fills or does that another Pokemon couldn't potentially do better. But if you guys have suggestions for me, I would be very open to hearing them, just because I think it's a cool Pokemon that I'd like to be able to use more frequently. Or at least, keep on this team and be able to use it to better effect. But, in pretty much all of my attempts, it really didn't have a ton going for it. So, Fumzy comes in and takes a knockoff, throws up the Will-O-Wisp on the Archon there. Fumzy is then going to go down here to another knockoff, at which point, Kalar's going to come in. Kalar, my Alolan Rattata. I actually had, a Alolan Meowth on this team before, and I know I've said I've tried Alolan Meowth before, but apparently I was using it incorrectly previously. I was trying it as a physical attacker, but actually Alolan Meowths are more of a special attacker, and I realized that Rowlet was the only physical attacker on the team at that point, so I decided to switch out Alolan Meowth for Alolan Rattata, which we might be able to see a little bit more in action in the next battle. So let's jump right into that one, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty guys, battle number 2. I lead off with Pele, expecting the Ferroseed lead. They do lead with Ferroseed, but then switch right back out into Grimer, but we do get the burn with the Flamethrower, so that works out pretty well. At which point Siler is going to come in and take a knockoff there, taking it down to his Sash. The Poison's not going to do anything because of his ability, but the Shadow Sneak certainly is, and Siler's going to go down there. At which point Kalar is going to come in. The Shadow Sneak is going to be immune, and then throw up the return to finish off the Grimer. Timber then switches in, which was going to bring Kalar out, bring in Dr. Hoot. Dr. Hoot or Rowlet, and Dr. Hoot going to throw up the Brave Bird, finish off the Timber there. So pretty good physical attacker here with Dr. Hoot, and he's got some good defenses too, so that's pretty nice. Survives the Staryu, able to throw up the Leaf Blade. Life Orb damage going to take down Dr. Hoot though. Bringing in the Elekid, at which point Mellitus switches in. Going to take a Fire Punch there, which is going to break the Sturdy, but we're able to get the Stealth Rocks up. The Cross Chop missing as well, which is pretty lucky for us. Allows us to throw up the Power Gem there, but the Cross Chop going to land, and Mellitus is going to go down. At that point, Fumzy switches in, takes the Volt Switch as Elekid switches on out, bringing in the Mudbray. Going to throw up the Flamethrower here. Mudbray's Sturdy going to start taking effect. I've got a... Well, I think I have a team. I think the first Gen 7 team I put together had a Mudbray on it. But unfortunately, I attempted to do this team, actually, now that I'm remembering, I attempted to put this team together when instead of Siler, the Abra, on the team, I attempted to use a Cutiefly, because I want to use as many Gen 7 Pokemon as I can. But I actually got to notice that Cutiefly had already been banned, and I haven't seen that. I haven't been following the official forums or anything necessarily, but apparently Cutiefly has already been banned, which I think is a little bit unnecessary. But Cutiefly has been banned, so a couple of my older teams, I think I had Cutiefly as the main special attacker on both of those, and so I'll have to reformat those a little bit here going forward. Mudbray throwing up the rest here, ruining all my hard work, and Kalar is continuing to throw it. It's just like I don't have a special attacker that can do anything to Mudbray at this point, and unfortunately Kalar is going to get Sleep Earthquaked there. We throw up the Dragon Pulse up against the Ferroseed. Unfortunately, Pele is Choice Scarfed, so Pele is going to have to come back out. Fumesy switches in, loses the Eviolite, but able to get the Flamethrower off on the Ferroseed, and the burn is going to finish it off. No, just going to barely leave it alive there, so Fumesy has to throw up another Flamethrower, but Ferroseed's dead at least, so that's something. Elekid then switches in with the Volt Switch, finishing off Fumesy, bringing in Mudbray, and so Pele up against Mudbray here. We throw up the Flamethrower. Those defenses are going to raise, but they Sleep Talk into the rest there, which gives us an opportunity to actually come in and take the win. One more, actually they forfeited here, but one more Flamethrower would have killed the Mudbray, and then their Elekid was way too weak to switch back in. So we would have won this battle, and I figured I'd include it because it was a 26-turn battle that they decided to forfeit right at the end. I was like, well, okay. So I decided to include it because it was a pretty decent battle there. But yeah, so here's the new team. Here's the new team, and again, as always, open to suggestions. All of these teams I just kind of put together, and I've done some testing with them, obviously, but any suggestions you guys might have, keeping in mind that trying to use as many Gen 7 Pokemon as we can. A little disappointed Cutiefly's been banned. Gonna have to rework a lot of our older teams. Abra seems to be a pretty good stand-in for those, so it won't really break things too bad, probably. But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been Tortimer the Great, and you guys have been great. Make sure to leave those likes, comments, subscriptions for me, guys, and I will see you all back here next time. Special thanks again to Celine Eleanor for support on Patreon. Alrighty, guys, have a good one.